I may end up making this the shortest SmackDown Live review I have ever done for a Tuesday night show. I had no desire to come in here and conduct a review last night after the show was over. And the reasons are because I honestly feel that SmackDown Live has given us zero substance. Not only this month, but it's been zero substance for most of 2017 and well on into 2018. It looks like things are not going to change. This roster is so talented. WWE has so many individuals and superstars on this brand that they're not utilizing. And it's a damn shame how creatively inept the people are behind SmackDown Live. This show presents nothing new, nothing fresh. It's as if they don't even care. They put all their eggs in one basket with this Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, who are just there for the sake of being there because this storyline needs characters. Believe it or not, AJ Styles, the WWE Champion, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are supporting characters in a storyline that's revolving around Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon the majority of the time, and we don't know what the end result is going to be. You have the WWE Champion in your top storyline, and he is a supporting player. Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan continue to get under each other's skin. They continue to tease tension on SmackDown Live, and we honestly don't know where it's going to be or where it's going to go. We don't know if it's leading to a Daniel Bryan coming out of retirement at WrestleMania against Shane McMahon. We don't know if it's leading to his firing on SmackDown Live, in which WWE is preparing him to just walk and do what he wants because they won't clear him to wrestle. We don't know. The fantasy booker in me and the daydreamer in me seen a little tension between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan last night during the opening segment of SmackDown Live. I'm wondering if this is leading towards AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. One could only hope. Take my money now. But SmackDown Live has so much talent that they are not using, and they just don't give a shit. This show is downright and utterly boring. The only reason why I did a Monday Night Raw review after last night's show, or Monday's show rather, was because it was Raw 25, the 25th anniversary. I knew it was going to get major views. And my Monday Night Raw review video was the highest Raw review I have ever done, view-wise and ratings-wise. Over 2,000 likes, almost 70,000 views. It's crazy. SmackDown Live, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. This show is downright and utterly boring. Nothing creative about it. It's like WWE is not even trying at this point with SmackDown Live. And people want to raise the question. They want to raise this conspiracy theory. What happened to SmackDown Live in 2016? They were doing better than Raw. The shows were operating with less than half of what they got now. Relatively unknowns at that time in Baron Corbin and Alexa Bliss, right? Dolph Ziggler, The Miz. Familiar faces, but not top of the line guys. AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose. What happened to SmackDown in 2016 compared to what we're seeing now in 2017 on into 2018? Everybody wants to raise this conspiracy theory that Vince McMahon killed SmackDown Live because he didn't want it to perform better in the eyes of the fans over Monday Night Raw. I would not be in the boat of the people believing that, that can't happen. I certainly believe something like that could be done. Well, why would Vince McMahon sabotage his own brand? That's ludicrous to think. Because the man doesn't know any better. The man doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit about presenting a good show, as long as he's making money. Ratings mean nothing to WWE nowadays. He doesn't give a shit. He's looking at people talk about SmackDown Live, and it's taking away from Monday Night Raw's thunder every Monday. I would be absolutely not shocked to hear that Vince McMahon pulled the plug on SmackDown Live's quality, and it is what it is today because he doesn't want it to outperform Monday Night Raw. Because there is absolutely no excuse as to why SmackDown Live is presenting television that we're getting now. 1 week before the Royal Rumble. And this show is a complete disaster. A disaster. And I have legitimately nothing to talk about. I have more to talk about on NXT every Wednesday in 1 hour than I do on 2 hours for SmackDown Live. The best thing about last night's show was the fact that Sami Zayn won a fucking match with the Blue Thunder Bomb. I told you it was going to happen. We didn't know when it was going to happen. We didn't know who it was going to happen against. But the fact that he won a match with the Blue Thunder Bomb against AJ Styles, that made me mark the fuck out, man. Things don't really get me to mark the fuck out. That made me mark the fuck out. And how good is that combination reversed? Usually it's the Blue Thunder Bomb and Sami Zayn sets up for the Helluva Kick, right? Helluva Kick into the Blue Thunder Bomb. That should be Sami Zayn's new 1-2 punch. Just switch him around. And how good did Sami Zayn look in that main event tonight? Everybody wants to criticize me and chastise me and fucking throw me under the bus and ridicule me for my opinions and my fucking views on this show or on Off the Script. How good did Sami Zayn look in that match against AJ Styles last night? He looked like a main eventer, didn't he? And don't tell me no, because I know you're shaking your head. Sami Zayn looked like a legit main event guy in that match against AJ Styles last night. No question. Sami Zayn's work since becoming a heel has been great. This is a new Sami Zayn. This is a Sami Zayn that I knew existed, but WWE didn't give the opportunity to. And yes, his character and his performance and everything that is Sami Zayn is being enhanced because Kevin Owens is that good. Sami Zayn is a main event guy. And if last night's match against AJ Styles did not prove that to you, then you should fucking clear your eyes out. I knew Sami Zayn was a main event guy. You guys didn't believe Sami Zayn was a main event guy. Now who's laughing? I knew Sami Zayn was a main event guy dating back to his days in NXT. As soon as he had that last match with Nakamura, I knew Sami Zayn was a main event guy. Give him the platform. WWE neglected him. They didn't want to push him. They didn't want to give him direction. Now that he has all these things, now we're finally seeing the Sami Zayn that I knew was there 3 years ago. The other thing that happened on this show, compared to last week we got 2 Jinder Mahal matches on SmackDown Live. I don't know what WWE thought we did that we deserved punishment like that. 2 Jinder Mahal matches. Who the fuck on any given week wants to see Jinder Mahal wrestle twice in one night? Not me. This week we got 2 AJ Styles matches. Much better than what we got last week, but again, nothing happened on this show that made me more excited about the Royal Rumble. And you got to ask yourself that question. What did Raw 25 do for you as a viewer as we get closer to the Royal Rumble this Sunday? Did it make you more excited for the Royal Rumble than it did before Raw 25 happened? No. With all this build-up on SmackDown Live, did last night's go-home show for SmackDown Live get you excited for the Royal Rumble? No, it did not. It did not. And WWE, I hope, coming out of the Royal Rumble, when all this is done, Raw 25 is done, the Rumble is done, then their plans will be set in motion and we'll get quality television that just engages us as a viewer and we can dive into storylines that matter. Because right now, I don't see anything happening on SmackDown Live at all. There's no mid-card storyline. There's no tag team storyline at all. Outside the Usos and Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, you got 6 other tag teams on this show. Where are the other tag teams fighting one another to find out who's next in line? What happened to the Bludgeon Brothers? Now it's 1 week, 2 weeks then on SmackDown Live. How long is it going to be? 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks? Did WWE give up on them? Bobby Roode and Jinder Mahal. You already forced the United States Championship on Bobby Roode already before the Royal Rumble. Now Enzo is suspended or fired, which we'll talk about on Off the Script. There's a reason why I didn't report it like every other fucking idiot in the YWC, you know? Because I know that when you gather all the information that is there, instead of making a 1 minute and 2 minute video, Enzo's fired, who gives a shit? You don't have any information on what's going on. That match was supposed to take place at the Royal Rumble. Now WWE forced the United States Championship on Bobby Roode. Now they have no Cruiserweight Championship and no United States Championship at the Royal Rumble. They could still do a last-minute decision to have Bobby Roode defend against Jinder Mahal. But again, who wants to see that now since you already rushed it on SmackDown Live? It doesn't matter to me. There's no storyline there. There's no tension there between Bobby Roode and Jinder Mahal. WWE didn't create anything. They didn't create any rivalry between these guys with that tournament. That's what that tournament was supposed to do. It's like they do everything ass backwards on this show. Ty Dillinger coming out last night and proclaiming that he was in the Royal Rumble last year, debut at number 10. He's going to do better this year. He's going to win it. He's going to fucking do this and that. Why am I going to believe anything that comes out of Ty Dillinger's mouth when he's appeared on SmackDown Live 4 times within the calendar year? Why? I don't give a shit. Ty Dillinger is another untapped talent that you have on that show that you seemingly killed coming out of NXT. Now you want me to believe that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble and have any chance to do anything at all in that Royal Rumble. Come on. Come on. It's absolutely lazy booking. Lazy fucking booking. And that legitimately is all that happened on that show. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm going to go over the Enzo Amore story on Friday's Off the Script. I'm not going to talk about it here. I have all the information gathered. Apparently, Enzo wore a t-shirt to Raw 25, almost very eerily, kind of just, presenting himself in a way like he knew he was going to get fired. I think the t-shirt said, this is the best day of my life. I can't wait for tomorrow. Like he knew he was going to get fired on Tuesday. Enzo got fired. Apparently, this psychotic bitch on social media claimed that he raped her. One of her friends came out and said that's not true. WWE stripped the Cruiserweight Championship off of Enzo. It's now vacated. 205 Live supposedly going to get a new general manager, as if anybody fucking cares. I don't know who still watches that show. I'll give you all my thoughts on that on Friday, if you guys even give a shit at this point. All I will say is this about Enzo Amore. I do believe that WWE really jumped the gun on firing him. I don't think that Enzo raped anybody. I can't believe anybody in his position with that much celebrity would do something that stupid. Honestly. And if he did, he clearly doesn't give a shit about his life or his job currently. Because when you're accused of something like that, everything else after what you're doing in WWE will have a lasting effect. Who's going to want to hire Enzo for anything knowing that he raped somebody in today's society? Nobody. I doubt Enzo was that stupid. Do I think people take this shit too far and are really blatantly out there wanting to ruin someone's life? Yes. This woman is a proverbial nobody. A proverbial nobody, and gloated that she was fucking a celebrity professional wrestler. That's all she gave a shit about. So to get her 15 minutes of fame, she slanders the guy, goes on social media, says that he raped her, goes on TMZ. You go to her social media page, just tweets about doing drugs and tweets about doing fucking sex tapes and just, nude pictures everywhere. It's just fucking ridiculous. But WWE seen it in their grounds to fire him, not because of the allegations, because everybody realistically is innocent until proven guilty. WWE fired Enzo Amore because this was stemming from October. He knew, he didn't tell them, and they were livid that they found out via social media and not from Enzo's mouth, and they fired him. Based on top of that, he was already in the doghouse. So WWE was like, fuck this shit. We don't want anything to do with this guy after that. And apparently it's in their, I would say, their grounds to fire him because it's a policy. It's within their policy to fire somebody. And I'll go over all that on Friday's Off the Script. But those are my quick thoughts, and we'll go over all that again on Friday. But I didn't want to cover this just because everybody else was covering it. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. It's Enzo Amore. Okay? Yes, it's fucked up. Yes, I believe that he is innocent. Because I just don't believe, I don't like people to begin with. I hate everybody. I don't trust anybody anymore. But the fact that I still have faith in people doing the right thing, when I see shit like this happen, I do believe Enzo is innocent. You might not like Enzo. You might not want him on television. You might not want him on 205 Live or as the Cruiserweight Champion. But that is null and void. This is a human being's life and reputation now being tarnished by someone who wants their celebrity 15 minutes of fame. And it's wrong. It's wrong. Investigation should have been ongoing. WWE should have kept him at suspended and stripped him of the title until the investigation is further along the lines. And then when he is proven innocent, then they reinstate him. But it was over the simple fact that he did not bring this to his attention or their attention until now that they found out via social media. This was stemming all the way back in October. And the one thing that I thought about with this entire thing is he was already, and I believe he was dating Liv Morgan at the time. So not only was there charges of rape dating back to October, he was cheating on his partner. So take that into consideration as well. And that was it wasn't really a publicized thing, big time, but it was in the news. It was in the dirt sheets that she broke up with Enzo and they split, and that they were a known couple in WWE. Just throwing that little fun fact out there. But we'll go over all that on Friday's episode of Off the Script. We'll go over the Royal Rumble preview and NXT preview as well. So it's going to be a big weekend, but that obviously is the biggest story of the week so far in WWE. This is your SmackDown review. If you have not already noticed, I am JD. Thank you guys so much. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. Thank you guys for supporting Harry's. Harry's is supporting the podcast throughout the remainder of January. Harrys.com/script. Thank you for everybody, and trying out the product. You guys are tweeting me saying that it's the best shave that you've had so far. I told you it would be. You guys are going to get a free razor set that includes a razor handle, razor blade, a razor blade protective case, and some shave gel. All for free. All you guys are going to do is spend $3 on the shipping and handling. Harrys.com/script is the website to go for if you guys want to support the show and you guys want to look good with the best shave of your life. Please check out Audible as well. They're still sponsoring the podcast. All new listeners of the show will receive one free audiobook and 30 days free. That's 1 month free of Audible service. You guys can choose over 180,000 choices for your free book. That's audibletrial.com/offthescript. If you guys want to pledge towards the Patreon page, patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. And your t-shirts, which Enzo was on, it looks like the Get Off My TV t-shirts are just as potent as the Madden curse. Enzo's on a t-shirt. Where is he? Fired from the WWE, man. Maybe I should put Roman Reigns on another t-shirt. Anyway, barbershopwindow.com/offthescript for your official Off the Script merchandise. SmackDown Live last night. AJ Styles wrestles twice against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens back-to-back. Final Royal Rumble push for SmackDown Live. Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura has been taken to the next level. They are now competing with each other inside the Royal Rumble. We'll go over all that. But SmackDown Live opened up with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, and pretty much Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens really sticking it to AJ and dissecting everything that he has said over the last couple of weeks to make him look foolish. And the one thing I liked about this segment was how comfortable Sami Zayn has become in his own new heel shell. I love the intensity of both Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens mixed together. I think they're great. And this is definitely one of the best things on this show, and one of the things I'm going to keep a keen eye on as to how they are going to tear these two guys apart eventually, because nothing lasts forever, and I'm loving it right now, and they're great right now, but one has to think how this eventual breakup is going to be. Is the Royal Rumble going to be the instance in which these guys are torn away from the seams? So, SmackDown Live opened up with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens confronting AJ Styles, pretty much gloating him into a 2-match night on SmackDown Live.
You know, Sammy, the Yep movement is about so much more than a single syllable affirmation. No, it's about staring in the face of adversity, staring in the face of tyranny, and persevering no matter the odds.
Yep.
Because you know what we are. You know what Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are. We are the absolute best competitors on SmackDown Live. And if
Very well could be.
Couldn't overcome the odds of a handicap match, AJ Styles has no shot at overcoming the 2-1 odds on Sunday to defend his title.
At the Royal Rumble, we are gonna beat you. We are gonna take your championship.
Sami looking right in the camera, man. Very intense. Love it.
The first ever co-WWE World Champions. And just to add a little insult to injury, after we take your title, we're gonna hurt you.
Did you just say that you are gonna hurt me this Sunday? Nope. Yeah, you seem pretty confident, and you should be. You have the advantage, but here's the thing. You're not just facing anyone. You're facing someone who is phenomenal.
You are phenomenal. But above all else, you are predictable.
That's right. Didn't I tell you, Kevin, he was gonna come out here and he was gonna do his macho tough guy act?
But I guess it makes sense that you'd come out here
and
speak with ignorance, because after all, ignorance is the official language of Washington, D.C.
Let us not forget, AJ, that it was ignorance that got you into this little pickle. After all, isn't it?
What? Sammy, what was it that AJ said a few weeks ago?
Gosh, I don't remember exactly how it went, but I believe we have a little footage.
How convenient.
Yeah. Can we roll that, please?
Here's the thought so I can make everybody happy. Why don't you just make those two in a match with me? Why don't you make it a handicap match?
And for once in your life now, AJ, now you actually have to be a man, because you are being forced by an actual authority figure with actual convictions, and his name is Daniel Bryan. And now he is making you live up to your word. So now my question is this: with Daniel Bryan not here right now, are you going to be true to your word this time?
What are you talking about? What?
Sammy, what are we talking about?
What could we possibly be talking about? If only there was some sort of technology to remind us exactly.
Footage!
Separately, let's do it. I'll fight both of them in the same night.
So, what's it gonna be, AJ? Huh? Are you gonna try to weasel your way out of that one too, or are you?
See, the little things matter to me. Storyline continuing
Tonight,
from week to week.
AJ
It's something
Styles
small
versus Kevin Owens,
but
one-on-one.
You know,
And
these
then
guys are
AJ
prick enough
Styles
to call
versus
AJ
Sami
Styles out
Zayn,
on what he
one-on-one
said. It's
immediately
simple,
after.
and I like it. I think it's awesome.
Okay, guys, enough is enough. You're right about being two of the greatest superstars to ever step foot in that ring. But I have the utmost faith in AJ Styles because
Daniel, just stop, dude. I don't need you to advocate for me anymore. In fact, after all this went down, I don't know if you're in bed with these two dirtbags.
So I got my creative
So let me cut
fantasy
you off
juices flowing,
before
man.
you
Bryan
make it
versus
official.
Styles.
Let me. If these two think they can beat me back-to-back in matches, I say we find out. But I'm not just gonna beat you tonight. I'm gonna hurt you. You're on.
So AJ accepts. Now, the one thing to keep an eye on here is that Daniel Bryan did not make the match. AJ went into business for himself and as a fighting champion is owning up to what he said, and he's going to fight Sami and Kevin Owens back-to-back tonight on SmackDown Live. Now, we go from that, from AJ and Bryan to Bryan and Shane McMahon. And Shane McMahon questions, again, Daniel Bryan's leadership, but it wasn't Daniel Bryan's decision, but Shane McMahon doesn't really trust Daniel Bryan's leadership on SmackDown Live anymore.
Seriously? You put the WWE champion in back-to-back matches tonight, just days before he has to defend his championship.
That's actually not what I was going to say. In my opinion, AJ doesn't have anything to prove. He's the WWE champion. Honestly, I wasn't going to sanction anything.
You're telling me the truth. You're actually shooting straight with me. That's not what you were going to say.
Shane, that is not what I was going to say.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. Before you go. Are you trying to say that you question whether AJ has the ability to defend himself tonight?
No, Daniel. No. That's not whose ability I'm questioning.
Damn, Shane McMahon came off like a fucking cold-hearted dick there. I don't know, man. It's like the tortoise and the hare. It's like WWE is playing the role of the tortoise here. They're just moving fucking really, really slow with this Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon storyline. It's like, we know that there's tension. We know that they really don't agree with what's been going on SmackDown Live, all because of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But I'm hoping that we get the next chapter. I hope WWE flips the page here and gives us the next chapter of what is going to happen here, because, you know, a lot of people are becoming numb to this, and a lot of people are, because they don't know whether this is going to lead to Daniel Bryan coming back. If it doesn't lead to Daniel Bryan coming back and wrestling Shane McMahon, there's going to be a lot of people, you know, very upset and disappointed, because all signs point to this leading to a feud. And if it doesn't, how many people are going to be interested in the typical WWE, you know, WrestleMania storyline where Bryan hires a hired gun and Shane McMahon hires a hired gun for a big match at WrestleMania for the leadership of SmackDown Live? We don't know yet. We don't know what the hell is going on. And that's the only thing keeping us into this storyline right now. We're all wondering what's going on with Daniel Bryan's status. And once Daniel Bryan's status is they're not clearing him, then the interest in this storyline is going to go right down the toilet. Moving on with the rest of the show, SmackDown Live. Nothing happened on this show after this that was even close to being important. They went into a match with Chad Gable versus Jey Uso. Tag Team Championships are on the line for SmackDown Live on Sunday, 2 out of 3 falls match. Those two teams have an opportunity to really, really showcase something great on Sunday night. Chad Gable, like a boss, gets the victory over Jey Uso. He rolls through with a Northern Lights suplex, does Chad Gable for a 2. He goes for a moonsault and misses. Jay ends up running the ring, nailing a big dive on Gable to the floor. They get back into the ring. Jey Uso goes up top. He misses something off the top rope. He rolls through, lands on his feet. He eventually hits a Samoan drop. And then Gable ends up getting the win out of nowhere with a big German suplex. The spot just literally came out of nowhere. I thought the match was going to continue on after that, but that was indeed the ending. Chad Gable with a big German suplex for the win. Gets the win over Jey Uso. Gable and Benjamin have been on somewhat of a hot streak here, and they've gotten the Usos' number as of late, even with that dusty finish a couple of weeks ago in which they felt they were robbed of the tag team championships and we got the 2 referees involved. They still were able to make them look strong in that because they did have an opportunity to defend themselves with that situation. And then they come back to, to last night's show, and then Chad Gable beats Jey Uso clean. I think the Usos are going to win the tag team match on Sunday, and they're going to retain the tag team championships. This is not, if you guys were wondering, this is not any punishment towards the Usos for the DUI that happened. I don't think that is really going to play a factor into anything. The Usos are still the very best tag team on SmackDown Live, and they should be the tag team champions going into WrestleMania, no question. But they will defend the tag team championships on Sunday, and I do believe the Usos will defend them successfully. But on this night, Chad Gable with a clean victory over Jey Uso. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. This is a fresh matchup, huh? Like we haven't seen this one before. Nakamura and Corbin face to face. Nakamura goes for a Kinshasa. Corbin counters that initial first Kinshasa into a deep 6. I love the deep 6, man. I love the end of days, too. Baron Corbin's got some pretty good moves, some pretty good signature moves. Corbin takes Nakamura's head off with a clothesline, close 2 count. Corbin starts yelling at Nakamura to get up. He goes for the end of days, but Nakamura turns it into a cross arm breaker. And Corbin reverses the hold, covers for a 2 count. Nakamura drops Corbin with a big shot right to the side of the head. He goes back to the corner to wait for the Kinshasa, and then out of nowhere, Randy Orton, who wasn't invited to Raw 25, shows up on SmackDown Live and hits Nakamura with an RKO out of nowhere. Crowd goes crazy. Referee calls for the DQ. Nakamura wins by DQ over Baron Corbin. After the match, after the decision for the referee, Orton also hits Corbin with an RKO, and Randy Orton now proclaiming that he is a threat in the Royal Rumble. We do not need a Randy Orton win 2 years in a row at the Royal Rumble. By God, that would be terrible. New Day and Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal and Rusev Day. This didn't do anything for me, man. This is just sheer laziness. It's like, let's take the 2 titles of the 2 title contenders for the United States title and put them in a 6-man tag against 2 tag teams that have been feuding. That's what it sounds like in WWE Creative for SmackDown Live. So, we got the New Day coming out. We got Xavier Woods, Big E, and Kofi Kingston. They're talking about being a part of Raw 25, and they announced their spots in for the Royal Rumble. Like, we didn't know that they were going to be in the Royal Rumble. They also talk about how their partner, Bobby Roode, made history last week with his United States title tournament win. Bobby Roode comes out, takes the microphone, poses with the New Day, says thank you for the introduction. He can't think of a better place to debut as the new United States champion than Washington, D.C. Let me fucking vomit. God, Bobby Roode needs to fucking go heel, dude. Jesus Christ. Bobby Roode says his goal is to be the best United States champion in history. I doubt that will even become a thing. And he's like, it's no easy task, but he guarantees that his reign will be absolutely glorious. So, on with the match. Jinder and Roode, towards the end, Jinder hits a spine buster on Bobby Roode. And then we got English coming in. English goes and fights Roode off. Kofi comes flying off the top with a trust fall, takes out Rusev and Jinder on the floor. Roode and English go at it again in the ring. Woods tags in. English doesn't see it. Blind tag. Roode with the spine buster on English. Woods follows up with a big top rope, walking the top rope, elbow drop for the win. New Day and Bobby Roode get the win in a meaningless and worthless 6-man tag where all 7 guys are going to be in the Royal Rumble. AJ Styles vs. Kevin Owens is the first of 2 matches for AJ Styles. We go back to the ring. AJ's in the ring with the main event about to start. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens make their way down to the ring, and Shane McMahon comes out. His music goes off as he's walking behind Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Shane tells Sami to get to the back. Shane says if Sami gets anywhere near the ring tonight during this match between Owens and Styles, he will lose his chance at the title this Sunday at the Royal Rumble, and Shane will fire him on the spot. Shane says the same goes for Owens. If Owens gets involved in Sami's match, he will lose his chance at the WWE Championship, and he will be fired on the spot. Shane tells them to bring the Yep movement wherever they want because he doesn't care, and it'll be the last thing they do on SmackDown Live. Yep. Nope. Shane approaches them and asks if they have anything to say. Sami talks a bit of trash, and Owens argues with Shane. And the match is underway. This one apparently ends very, very quickly. Owens gets some offense in early, but AJ takes advantage of an apparent knee injury, hits the calf crusher, and Owens quickly taps. This was the quickest match that these two have ever put on. And I really didn't mind because we got a great match between Sami and AJ Styles. After the match, Sami runs in, attacks AJ right after the decision. Referee tries to restore order, breaks away AJ and Sami. Owens looks to be limping away from the ringside area. Sami attacks AJ in the corner, begins pummeling him in the corner. Referee backs Sami off. Sami brings AJ to the floor and beats him down on the outside, sending him into the ring steps. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are backstage watching. We get a replay of what's going on out front. Sami mounts AJ at ringside, but the referee backs him off. The referee checks on AJ to see if he is okay. Meanwhile, I believe Kevin Owens is being attended to as he's being put on a stretcher. So AJ and Sami Zayn, they had a great match, like I said in the beginning. This really solidifies me that what I knew all along, that Sami Zayn is a main event guy, and he can hang with the guys like AJ Styles. Sami, in this match, catches AJ mid-flight in a beautiful Michinoku driver, 2 count. Sami then goes over to AJ, works him over in the corner. Sami climbs up for a superplex, but AJ slides through Sami's legs on the top, and Sami goes face first into the turnbuckle. AJ with a big kick to the gut. He goes for the Styles Clash, but Sami retreats to the outside. AJ goes to the apron, nails a sliding knee to the jaw. Sami goes down at ringside in front of Owens, who's still outside. AJ brings Sami back into the ring, runs over, and tips the stretcher over in which Owens is on. That sends Owens off the stretcher right back down to the floor, kind of rubbing it in Owens' face. AJ in the ring with Sami again. Sami nails a haluva kick, and that sends AJ into a dizzy. AJ then scooped up for a blue thunder bomb, devastating. And Sami Zayn wins with a fucking blue thunder bomb over AJ Styles clean on SmackDown Live. Did that surprise everybody? I think so, man. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Sami Zayn win with the Blue Thunder Bomb. That should be his new finisher. That should be the new sequence. Haluva kick into the Blue Thunder Bomb. Beautiful. Done. Sami Zayn had a great match with AJ Styles. I wish they would have given these guys 10 more minutes. That's how great I think these guys can do. If these guys were put in a position to really main event for a major title, I think they'd steal the show. I think Sami Zayn is great at what he does. AJ Styles, we all know how great he is, but they clearly know what they're doing in there together, and I'd love to see it again. So I'm slightly interested to see what happens at the Royal Rumble between all 3 of these guys, and it should be fun. I just hope WWE has some solid plans going into the Royal Rumble and coming out of the Royal Rumble as we head towards WrestleMania. After the match, Sami celebrates with Kevin Owens on the outside, and SmackDown goes off the air as Sami and Kevin Owens continue to talk trash to AJ Styles. Nothing, man, out of the ordinary here. It's just boring shit, you know? Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and AJ Styles, I feel like they're all background players to the bigger deal that is Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, but we don't know what's going on. The mid-card and everything in between the opening segment and the closing segment on the show is completely missable. If you're watching SmackDown Live, honestly, it's so formulaic that if you watch the top of the hour and then you watch the last segment of the show, that's all you need. Everything that happens in between is so unimportant on this show. It's terrible. And WWE needs to get SmackDown back to being an interesting show every week, because right now, these shows are just god-awful and boring. There's no other way for me to put it. That's your SmackDown review. I'll be back with NXT. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing it tonight, depending on how I feel. Not really feeling all that well still. Thank you guys for all the support. If anything, NXT will be tomorrow morning. We'll talk about the go-home show for TakeOver Philadelphia tonight. It's Gargano and the Velveteen Dream, man. So we got some good stuff coming up for NXT tonight. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up. We'll see you guys for NXT, and then we'll get into the weekend. Off the script, Royal Rumble, NXT TakeOver. Big stuff coming up. Thank you guys for all the support, and I will talk to you all later when we talk about NXT. Talk to you later.